Witam was wszystkich serdecznie w kolejnym odcinku z Alan Wake'a. Jesteśmy jak w drugiej fazie i po raz drugi rozpoczynamy to, co już rozpoczęliśmy.
The memory of her own fate haunts Emma Sloan and fills her with dread. This time, she does as she's told. It's not enough to save her.
Kurde. Ale strach, nie? No nie ma naszej koleżanki. Dobra, najpierw zobaczmy do tego room, bo mnie ciekawi, czy może znajdziemy tam coś ciekawego. Dobra, jest zawsze nabój. Zawsze jakiś plus. Ciekawe, czy w tym samym mieszkaniu jest nasz kolega, który leżał sobie na ziemi i ma klucze. Czy tam klucze? Nie wiem, co on tam miał. Klucze do obserwatorium, ale my i tak nam nie potrzebujemy. Aha, do klucze do bramy obserwatorium to są pewnie. No właśnie.
Said that nobody knows what the future might bring, but for this man, it's no longer entirely true. A weaker man might simply give up, but the champion of light is an expert on destiny. Sometimes the puppet and puppeteer can be one and the same.
No i dobra, jedziemy do ośrodka.
Mount Redtooth, its top littered with man-made eyes that stare into the endless depths of space. Tonight, the champion of light will depend on them to pick out a message from the ether.
Dobra, jesteśmy tutaj znowu.
As history repeats itself, the man remembers the patterns. He knows that he needs the missing part for the telescope.
That's where the camera should be.
Dobra, idźmy do jej samochodu. Już tam nie dadzą tak łatwo wejść tutaj. Ale dlaczego pokazuje mi to miejsce? Ciekawi mnie, dlaczego mi tutaj teraz prowadzi. Brama jest otwarta. A, to jest karabin snajperki. My go nie potrzebujemy, mamy zwykły karabin. Dobra, czemu jest tutaj ten samochód? Nie mam pojęcia. Dobra, biegnijmy do niej, niech nas wpuści. Przerażający typo. Przerażający typo. Dobra, biegnijmy szybko, żeby to nam jeszcze pająki nie wyskoczyły. Tylko tak trzeba będzie to chłodziło odłączyć. Więc i tak będziemy musieli wyjść na zewnątrz do tych wszystkich, wiecie, główienek. Oho, idzie. Dobra, upierdzielił mnie koleś. To jest ten karabin nasz kochany. Czy ja chcę karabin szturmowy, czy zwykły karabin? Ten mi wystarcza na blisko. Ewentualnie tam wezmę sobie obrzyna. Może tak.
It's you. How dare you? No, wait. It isn't you, is it? I suppose you'd better come in. I'll unlock the door.
Thanks.
No, ona już wie, że coś jest nie tak. I tu mamy znowu telewizor.
I know what you're thinking. Evil twin, supernatural powers. But most of the time, I just like to keep things basic. I want you to understand that.
O kurde.
Like this. Need to get your hands dirty? No batteries, no moving parts, just physics. That's technology you can depend on. It's a classic. Speaking of classics, you need to be careful with this one, though. If the victim suddenly twists, you might end up cutting yourself. It's not really a workhorse, but I'm a sucker for this style. Now this is more like it. You've got slip-resistant grip. Believe me, you really want that traction once you're wrist deep in somebody. The blade's stiff enough so it won't open by accident in your pocket, but it's still really easy to open with just one hand. Now that's a big thing for me. I know what you're thinking. It's too big, too heavy. But sometimes you just need the extra oomph. If you're talking intimidation, this is gonna do the job. Also great for dismemberings and whatnot. You know, the messy jobs. I can't tell you how many things I've MacGyvered with this stuff. Okay, now guns. Not a big fan. I mean, how are you supposed to really connect with somebody with a bullet? I want you to understand that. I take pride in what I do. We can't both be worthless hacks, can we?
Tak przypomniało mi się, że jeszcze radio było na dole, więc ja zrobię cięcie i zaraz odetnę film. Cholera jest taka, że nie mogę tego otworzyć. No dobra, więc zróbmy to, może wyjdziemy na zewnątrz, to potem pójdę do tego na dole tam. Więc sorki.
You'll have to forgive me, but this feels very strange. It seems like this has all happened before.
I have the replacement part for your telescope, Doctor.
All right. Let's get it installed.
Mam nadzieję, że będę mógł tam to zrobić.
I think we can give this a go, although I have this strange feeling that something will
Don't
go
start
wrong.
it up yet. There's a problem with the coolant system.
Yes, that's right. I remember. All right, let me think. If they're sabotaging it, they'll be at the primary coolant pipe outside. If you can secure it, we should be ready to pick up the signal. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'll take care of it.
Before you go, if you have the time, I'd appreciate if you came up here and explained a few things. All of this is very strange to me.
Dobrze, koleżanko. Dobra, wyjdziemy, więc ruszymy sobie po prostu. Zamiast do głównych rur, to najpierw ten notatnik odsłuchać. Dobra, ruszmy tam. Ja chcę odsłuchać te notatki. Na początku, w tym domku. Zapomniałem o to. O, to jest... O Jezu! O mój Boże! O Boże, jak ja bym to wiedział od razu. Strzelba automatyczna. No oczywiście, że strzelba to teraz zostaje z nami. Dobra, my musimy się tam dostać na dół i tak. Czuję, że nas tutaj coś zaskoczy. Nie ma to za dużo naboi, ale jest nadal bardzo przyjemne. Czyli w tym miejscu będziecie. Ale żem refleks tam zapał. O, granat!
These beams hate the light, am I correct? You should be able to turn on the lights and secure the area that way.
No dobra. Czy ja mogę stąd wyjść? Najpierw pójdziemy posłuchać tamtego nagrania.
Oh, praise be. You guys are coming through for me. A pretty little light just started blinking on my board here, and that means there's a caller out there. You know, when the hours stretch into eternity like this, when it feels like I'm stuck in a rut and just reliving the same endless night over and over again, I feel genuinely touched by someone actually reaching out to me, breaking the monotony. I just want you to know that it really matters to me. Caller, you're on the air. You suck, Annie! Did you know that this is my dream job? True fact?
Dobra, nie będę tu trzymał, ja tutaj po prostu coś musiałem napisać. Lecimy naprawić te rury. A potem wracamy do naszej koleżanki. Jezu, powinni już nam nie popsuć zabawy. Gdzieś tutaj to jest, tak? Użyj.
Doctor, can you hear me? I think we're good to go.
All right. I'll start looking for the signal. Please, head back.
I guess they didn't like that.
I to bardzo się nie spodobało.
Old man Mountain's trying to kill me.
Dobra, wracam. Nie ma save pointa. Dobra, panowie, leżycie, lecimy dalej, lecimy dalej. Dobra, ta broń jest świetna. Lepsza od karabinu. Dobra, wracajmy do naszej koleżanki. Do naszej doktor. I one się tutaj włamią, ja to wiem, ja to wiem.
It's working. Please, come up here.
Dobra, tylko muszę oczywiście zabrać sobie amunicję. Let's go, let's go.
You find the signal?
Yes, I don't think it's quite the same thing we had, the last time. Still, we're definitely picking it up.
Are we getting the complete signal now?
I'm afraid not. Take a look at it yourself. I'm printing out a hard copy now. I'd like to ask you a question or two before that, though. If you don't mind.
No dobrze.
What's on your mind, Doctor?
Most people would find these events extremely disturbing, provided that they survive these creatures, that is. You seem to be quite adept at dealing with the situation. Why is that?
Yes, I was involved in... It's a complex story. I was in this small town, and a horrible thing from another dimension kidnapped my wife and manipulated me into writing this horror story that came true. I learned to fight it with light, and I managed to contain it and free my wife. But I was trapped in its world.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. So, I'm used to reality working in strange...
Czyli on
even
wyszedł z
impossible
tego.
ways. And I fought these things, not exactly like this, but close enough for a good while now. Of course, I have certain advantages. Was there anything else?
What did you mean when you said you have advantages?
At the risk of sounding like a lunatic, reality is much more fluid than people think. It can be influenced.
I didn't take you for a mystic.
I'm not. I'm a writer. And under certain conditions, I can, for lack of a better word, rewrite reality. Change things.
That's absurd.
But it works.
Assuming I believe this, why don't you simply, I don't know, write yourself some superpowers?
It's not quite that simple. You need to follow certain laws of drama, I suppose. You need to think about consistency and symbolism. Often what you write isn't anywhere near as important as what you imply. There are things out there that will take advantage of your mistakes.
You really believe in this?
Don't look at me like that. You've experienced some of this yourself.
I will gladly admit that something exceedingly strange is going on. But this idea that you're somehow altering reality with your writing is ridiculous. You're essentially saying you're controlling my actions. Leaving aside the rational arguments against this, what gives you the right?
Well, it's more like having a destiny. A path you're on. You're not aware of it, but there it is. If somebody changes it, what difference does it make? It's what every writer does. If you write something that affects one of the characters, they don't really know about that.
I'm not a character. Are you saying that it's all right to take advantage of someone if they aren't aware of it?
Look, all I meant was that if you're genuinely making all your own decisions, and those decisions lead to whatever destiny you have, what practical difference does it make?
I suppose that depends on whether our destinies are determined by things like physics and probabilities, or natural reality, which is presumably neutral and impartial, or by some kind of an intelligence. If it's the latter, that intelligence makes choices based on some criteria. If we suffer as a result of those choices, there's a moral and ethical element involved, regardless of whether we're aware of its manipulations. Wouldn't you agree?
You're taking this very well. I thought you'd be hangry.
I suppose I would be if I thought you could actually do this.
Obrażona. Dobra, bierzemy notatkę.
Another printout. Another signal fragment. The message is still not complete, but it's another piece of the weapon he has built against his adversary. Mere words on a piece of paper, but in the right hands, they will hold back the darkness.
Dobra, w każdym schemacie jest... w każdym z tych trzech schematów jest radio i telewizor. Pamiętajmy o tym. Kino samochodowe.
The last time the man came to the drive-in, it did not end well. He hopes to avoid that fate this time. He hopes that what he has brought with him to this place is enough.
Klucz do generatora.
Sunrise. That's Alice's film. Ugh. Serena's probably out of her mind again. But I'm gonna need that key so I can get the power back on.
You again?
I'm really just here to get the keys so I can get the power back on.
Do you want to hold me down? It's okay. I know you like that.
Yeah, I'll just grab the keys.
I could be like your wife. Little wifey. Waiting at home for hubby. Or you could be the mailman or the neighbor.
I'm already married to someone who isn't crazy, thanks. I'm just gonna go and get the power back on.
Aww.
Look, I may or may not be back. I have the access code to the booth already, so once the power is on...
You should totally come see me. We could have fun. You know.
We'll see how it goes. You should sit down or something. Try to stay calm.
I don't want to be calm. I want to be nasty. I want to be nasty with you.
Yeah. Okay.
You could do anything you want. You can use my...
Let's not even go there. I was hoping that you'd remember more, but I guess that was too much to ask.
Ja nie wiem, czy bym może skorzystał. A nieważne. Weźmy sobie amunicję. Oczywiście radyjko.
I was about to do the weather, but I see we have a caller. Hey, you're on the air with Eddie. What's up?
Hey, Eddie, it's Ricky. You talked about fate before. You think about that a lot?
Not a lot, to be honest, but I take it you do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Any conclusions you'd care to share, Ricky?
Well, we've got free will, right? That's in the Bible and everything.
Yeah, right, sure.
So free will, right? Am I right? I mean, if we can do what we want, how can there be fate? I mean, you don't know what's going to happen next, so there's no fate. There's just people doing stuff.
Well, I don't know, Ricky. I don't suppose you have considered the possibility that we're all here in the service of a greater purpose, incomprehensible to us,
and that what we take to be freedom is nothing more than the move of a pawn on some cosmic chessboard, limited in scope, subject to the whims of unseen players,
existing only for their entertainment.
Or perhaps we're just a twisted reflection of actual events that can happen elsewhere. Could it be that such is life in Night Springs?
Dude, what?
Food for thought, Ricky. Food for thought.
O, już przerażająco to wszystko brzmiało. Dobra, bierzemy to i lecimy od razu. Ty nam nic nie mów, nawet mnie nie zaatakuj. Czuję, że nie damy rady dojść.
Are you getting it yet, genius?
Dobra, ja wiem, że miałem iść tam, ale ciekawi mnie tamto miejsce. To miejsce, dlaczego ono jest tam i dlaczego ja tam nie chodzę? Ja chcę zobaczyć. Czuję, jakbym nigdy tutaj nie był. What the fuck? Jest kusza. Fajnie, jakaś broń schowana, nie? Jest kusza, ale nie chcę kuszy. Dosłownie, nie chcę tej kuszy. Nawet nie wiedziałem nigdy w życiu, że tutaj kusza jest w tej grze. Ale mnie zdziwiliście w końcu. W końcu mnie zdziwiliście. Dobra, zobaczmy teraz, co będzie w naszym telewizorze, co nam tam pokaże nasza własna postać.
I want to talk about Alice. Just look at her. She's really beautiful, isn't she? Your wife? Well, our wife, really. Just my wife soon. Don't worry. I'm not gonna treat her like the others. She's special. If I wanted her dead, she would be. I've been around for a while now. So talented. You haven't seen her new work, of course. Oh, it takes my breath away. Really, she's that good. Did you know that I've got a wedding ring, too? We're that similar. She's seen me a couple times, you know. I've let her catch glimpses. She thinks she's imagining things, of course. She thinks you're dead. It might as well be. I mean, even if you manage to keep surviving, you'll be in my trap forever. So I'll go to her. It'll be an amazing moment. Oh my God, you're alive. I'll be the good, loving husband for as long as I can stand it. She'll love it. And then, one day, somehow, it'll happen. Maybe I'll slip up, she spots something, or maybe she just starts running her mouth. And then, I'll do it. It's gonna be sweet. My darling wife.
Przerażające. No dobra, my kończymy tutaj odcinek. Dziękuję wam za oglądanie, do zobaczenia do kolejnych odcineczków i bez zbędnego gadania żegnam was. Cześć!